Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Virtual Encounters. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. We have a very young shooter as our guest today. She has won medals at different events, world-class events, 11 World Cup medals including 9 gold medals. She has won gold in Commonwealth Games, Youth Olympics gold medalist and several medals in Junior World Championships. None other than Manu Bhaker is with us. Welcome Manu. First of all, how have you been doing? And congratulations for doing so well in nationals. You won 10-meter air pistol gold and also bronze in 25-meter pistol event. Satisfied with your performance?
First of all, thank you so much for having me, and I am doing completely fine. I felt really good after my performance in national games. I won the gold in the 10-meter air pistol event and bronze in 25 meters.
But you have been on a medal spree post Tokyo Games. Last month's Junior Worlds in Lima, Peru. You bagged 4 gold medals and a bronze, and then in President's Cup also you won 2 gold medals, and now in nationals also 1 gold and 1 bronze. You are in the right frame of mind now?
I believe I was always in the right frame of mind. It was just luck maybe, which I didn't had at some point of time. So yeah.
Okay. But what do you think? Does it even out the loss in the Olympics? I mean, have you got over the disappointment of not winning any medal in Olympics?
According to me, I think we cannot replace, replace the importance of something with some other thing. Even if these competitions were quite important, but that doesn't make it कि I have replaced the performance at the Olympic Games. It's just that things are always there. We cannot replace them, or we cannot change them, or we cannot have good memories over the bad memories or the not so fortunate memories. So the memories will always be there, and we cannot replace or we cannot change it with anything else. It just fades with time, and nothing else can be done about it.
Right. But how big these medals are for you? Winning medals in nationals and then President's Cup and Lima, Peru, you won, or you were on a medal spree. How big these medals are for you?
I cherish every single medal as much as I cherish as much as I cherish the World Cup medal. I cherish every single medal, maybe a state level medal or a district level medal or a Olympic medal is something different only. But yes, otherwise I cherish every single medal.
But I'll go back to Tokyo Olympics. Manu, your campaign took off on a wrong foot, you think, with your weapon malfunctioning during the second series in the 10-meter air pistol event. Do you want to share this story with us?
I was actually, I had a very good start, and then in the second series, after 6 or 7 shots, my pistol sliver, we open it with something, the liver. So it just went loose. It just completely, fall. It was just fallen. So I had to tighten the screw only. That was the entire problem and nothing else. So there was not the concept of changing the pistol over just a liver problem. So I just fixed it with just tightening the screw. But my case, Pelican case, we are not allowed to keep it behind us, but we have to keep it somewhere in a room in the games. So we are not allowed to keep our the box, Pelican box, behind us. So I had to go there and then tighten it. And then when I inserted the electronic circuit again in my pistol, we have an electronic circuit. The electronic circuit stopped working. So then I had to change the circuit. And then it took almost, say, 15 to 20 minutes, I think. And then I just had around 44 shots in 32 or 33 minutes. So I panicked a little in the last, but I tried my best to just calm myself down, and whatsoever could be done, I did that.
But in the hindsight, do you? I mean, now also, do you think that why it happened with
Actually,
you?
the
Why did you
point is
panic? You
that
could have handled it in a better way.
the point is that we never ever have problems in 10-meter air pistols. It's like once in a million it is possible. Otherwise, we never have problems in air pistol. We do have malfunctions in 25 meters, but never in 10 meters. So it was very strange. And I did try my best, and I know that I did try my best.
But how did you take it? Now, when you think about that, you think you were not destined to win, or you think no, it has given you a new experience and you'll do better, and you'll learn from your experience that how to handle these kind of situations, and now it has given you an experience. If the same thing happens, you'll handle it in a better way.
I personally try my best to absorb the best out of any experience that I have. So I do believe that this will help me understand things better in the future, and it might be good for me in the future, because I think I'll be more conscious about everything. But to be honest, there's this painful memory inside my heart. So I don't think anything can replace it.
But it took time to recover from the Olympic loss, because everyone dreams of winning Olympic medals. 4 years, you try your best, you work hard, and then when the opportunity comes, that malfunction happened. Did it take time to recover from the Olympic loss?
It definitely did, but I couldn't possibly keep myself away from my sport for so long. So I just took 20 or 25 days break, and then I just shot back into the sport, and I just couldn't stop myself from shooting again. So it did take me time. Now also sometimes I sit and wander around and just try to analyze everything that had happened, and digest everything. But it's not like we cannot get over it. It'll just fade with time and a lot of time.
You were saying there were criticisms also. How did you deal with the criticisms?
I actually don't open social media so much. I don't really open the news so much, so I'm not really updated with everything. But sometimes I see some articles or something, or some people just get to me, and then they're like, this could have been done, and so I just know some things happened. Some people were criticizing me, but then I'm not very operational on social media, so yeah, I just avoid it that way.
Okay, it's better to avoid. But generally, Manu, how do you deal with criticisms? I mean, in social media world, it's very difficult to not see the messages. It's very difficult to seriously not get to know anything when someone has praised you or someone has criticized you. Even if you don't see, someone or the other comes and tell you. Generally, how do you deal with criticisms?
See, I understand that first thing is that we'll always have, no matter what, how good we do, we'll always have some people who will criticize us for whatever we are doing, achieving or not achieving. And then some people will always be there to pull you down, to try to just get you out of the game. And there'll be majority of people who will be there to support you. And then the second thing is, people criticize you. Sometimes some people criticize you because they expected something out of you, and they believed in your caliber, but then apparently you couldn't deliver as much as they had believed. So some people show their anger in that way. And I don't think anybody apart from Abdul Kalam, as we say, doesn't have criticism.
Right, but just one shooter, Saurabh Chaudhary, qualifying, entering the finals in Tokyo, 15-member contingent. Must have been very, very difficult to digest, even for you people.
It was indeed marbles to digest.
Right. But you think pandemic was also the reason? Because I was speaking with Suma Shirur earlier few weeks ago, and then Mr. Joydeep Karmakar also. He was also saying they are also of the opinion that if Olympics had happened in 2020, things would have been a lot different. Shooters had to shift their base also. You also think the same, that if Olympics had happened in 2020, we would have had won medals?
Now this question also I have two answers. So first is that we cannot keep assuming if that would have happened, the things would be different. We cannot change what had happened. So not that we had any options. Nobody wanted this pandemic. So, and the second answer is I believe so, because I adapted a few bad habits in shooting, and a few mistakes. I mean, I did a few mistakes, and which could have been avoided if it wasn't for the pandemic. And yes, we became distant, and there was no such great sort of training going on. And then at the initial stage, and then we try to cover up everybody then had their ranges at their own place. And then after that, I think because of pandemic, we stayed together for very long time. We became too comfortable with each other, and then we knew we started to rely somewhat on each other, maybe. But experts know it better than me. So if they say it could have been better, then might be.
No, we want to. No. I mean, we want to know your opinion. I mean, you are there, going in the range and then shooting. They are the experts. We understand that.
No, certainly.
What do you think? Yeah.
Certainly, when we do not train with the coaches, the experts, or the other team members, we sometimes tend to absorb some mistakes, or try, just make some mistakes. So that happened with me. I made one or two mistakes, and then I was just trying to figure out how to solve these problems and all of that. So maybe, if the Tokyo Games was in 2020, the scenario would have been completely different. I know that.
And you're saying that you completely took a time off after the Olympics when you came back, and then you had gone on a vacation. Where did you go? And it gave you a very good time, I mean, to switch off, and then again coming back and switching on the mode, shooting mode?
I went to South India, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Ooty, Munnar, and some beach sites and all. So for the first week, I was content. I was feeling free, and everything was fine. Everything was daisies and all. So, but after a week, I was desperate to go back on the shooting range and start shooting again, because I had nothing to do the entire day. What I used to do round the clock was shooting, just shooting. I used to do shooting all the time. So I had nothing to do, and I was always just lying on the sofa watching TV, eating something, going out for a walk, which is a good thing. Going out for a walk is fine. But watching TV all the time, eating, and then just talking to people, it's just not my thing. So I desperately wanted to go back to the range and start shooting again.
Right. But Manu, I want to go a little bit back. How shooting started for you at such a young age? We know that your father invested 1.5 lakh, and at the age of 15 you defeated Hina Sidhu also in the nationals. You want to share that story?
I would say shooting happened by chance, and there was no planning at all about it. I was always very open to try new things.
Till the age of 14, I think you were playing all the sports.
Yes, I started with athletics, and then boxing, and judo, karate, martial arts, Indian forms of martial arts, basketball, lawn tennis, table tennis, so many of them.
Oh, always. You always wanted to be a sports person.
Yes, I was good in studies also. I wanted to be a doctor also.
Okay.
But then I think shooting chose me, and I chose shooting. So I was just randomly trying.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just randomly trying some different sports. At that time, I was playing kabaddi also, and I had been selected for states. And I was preparing for kabaddi as well as the national games for shooting also.
Okay.
And then I liked shooting better because it was more transparent sport, and cheating was almost not possible in this sport because
Hmm.
how we shoot is shown on the screen.
Yeah.
So it's one of the most transparent sports. This is what attracted me to the sport the most.
Manu, you have won several medals, 11 World Cup medals, including 9 gold medals, Commonwealth gold, Youth Olympic gold, and several medals in Junior World Championships also. Which one has been the most special one?
Um, every medal has its own significance, but when I look back and try to memorize what I've had achieved all these years, so I think two or three medals I cherish the most, which is the Commonwealth Games, and I had no clue what winning a Commonwealth gold was like.
Hmm.
I had no clue what it would do and what it meant, just not for me but for entire world. I didn't know, कि Commonwealth gold जीतने से क्या होगा.
Yeah.
So I was clueless about this entire thing. So the Commonwealth Games thing, and then the Youth Olympic Games, because I was aware of how important Youth Olympic Games was for an athlete.
Hmm.
And then the Asian Championship, I won individual gold, 2 goals. So it
Okay.
was splendid. My performance was so good. I made records in all the this thing qualification and then final rounds. So it was
Hmm. Hmm.
spectacular.
And yeah, and who do you want to give credit for the success at such a young age? Who has been your role model?
I think we not always people need role models. We just know that we want to do something and we are very passionate about it. We love it. We do it every day. We want to do it every day. That's what inspires me.
Okay.
The need to the want to do it every day.
Okay. And Manu, what's your ultimate aim now? Paris Olympics is not that far. Paris 2024 will definitely be your aim. But like I said earlier, you must have learned a lot from Tokyo. And now, what do you think? What are the things that you need to focus on?
What I know is the journey is not going to be easy at all, and I will have rough patches also and some good, brilliant times also. But I'll have to deal with everything and keep my focus to one specific thing, which is the very next competition and on the long run, the Olympic 2024.
Manu, overall, if you think about the Indian sports, it's improving. Olympic sports is also getting recognition. The results are also improving in Olympic sports. You're getting the support of the government also. The federation also are doing a superb job. But you think work at the grassroots level is the biggest reason why the athletes are doing so well?
I definitely believe so because when we work on the grassroots level, the grass is more stronger and the quality of grass and everything is better than before. So the Khelo India schemes, so many schemes we have nowadays. So it's like it's just pushing the youngsters and the embedding athletes to perform better. They are providing them with the platforms to perform, to train, and to then prove themselves. So which is exciting youngsters also, young generation. I'm also of the same generation. I mean the upcoming stars, the upcoming athletes, and it inspires me also. So yeah.
Right, yeah, and also tell us about the support of the government also, Sports Authority of India and then NRAI. Do you get everything you ask for from the federation and also from the government?
I think our federation, the shooting federation, is the most helping federation I've ever known because on TVs we watch some federations do not help their athletes or just abandon them or ignore them. But I think as far as I remember, they've helped me with everything. And the same goes with the Sports Authority of India. I've asked for anything and they've provided me with it. So I'm so thankful for the sports fraternity we have in India
Okay.
and my federation.
Okay. And also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaking to the athletes, he spoke to the athletes before the Olympics also, and after the Olympics also, there was an event organized also. Personally, he met with the athletes. You think it motivates the athletes even more?
It definitely does because so many of us have the um, we just think we'll go there and we'll have a conversation with the Prime Minister of India,
Hmm.
which is such a big deal for so many people and for me as well.
Hmm.
The political leader, it's just the he is taking care of a country and he is uh, motivating us with his words. It means a lot to us. Yeah.
Hmm. And also, two questions, Manu, before we wind it up here. Life must have been very, very difficult after the pandemic, and also when you attend the events, also go for the events. There's a new keyword which is bio bubble. You have to wear face mask all the time, and then there's a bio bubble that you can meet certain set of people, and there's a restricted movement also. How does that affect? Does it affect your performance also?
Earlier when we came back in the game phase, so we were always used to we were always made to stay in a bio bubble and we were restricted to go out, move out of the even the rooms,
Hmm.
and going to the range and doing everything. We were restricted to doing much lesser activities, which was a very weird thing for us and it was very uncomfortable at the first, but
Hmm.
now we are quite used to it, so we know how it works and we know how we'll have to deal with it, what we can
Hmm.
do in that period of time.
But I was asking you, does it affect the sports person mentally? Does it add more pressure?
We do think this thing ki, how will I be able to perform post this bio bubble thing, because we are not really allowed to go to the range and train,
Yeah.
so our training gets harmed about because of this, and
Hmm.
because of the bio bubble and restrictions, yeah, the training gets hampered, and
Yeah.
because of which we tend to think more about how
Yeah.
we'll be able to perform or we won't be able to perform or deliver at the
Hmm.
stage.
But generally, you are playing Manu at a I mean, at the pinnacle, I mean, at the highest stage, international stage. How do you deal with the pressure situations?
I have a theory of pressure, which I think not a lot of people understand or know. So
Okay.
it's just we have pressure when we know something is important for us, and in order to deliver the best of our efforts, the best of our ability, we have this pressure, we have this nervousness because we know this thing is important,
Yeah.
and this pressure thing will remain throughout your life and in every phase of what you think is important for you. So
Hmm.
whenever I know that this thing is very important for me, I get conscious and I get some little pressure that I have to do good, and that is
Hmm.
pressure. That is all what is pressure.
Right. You're such a mature head at such a young age. Where did you get this from?
I think experience and time gives you all you want and need.
Yeah, that's right. Last question, Manu. You are the biggest role model for the youngsters. What message do you want to give to the youngsters who want to excel in sports, who want to pursue, to make their career in sports, but they don't know where to start from?
Firstly, so many people ask me questions about my
Hmm.
sport and a few things, but I'm not able to reply to them because I'm not so active on social media.
Hmm.
So through the channel, I'll say this that your hard work will never go in vain. So
Hmm.
work hard, but
Hmm.
you just need to learn the basics. If you
Hmm.
have a coach, just follow what he says or she says.
Hmm.
If you don't have a coach,
Hmm.
then you know the basics. Then
Hmm.
follow your basics and your mindset. And
Hmm.
hard work never goes in vain. So just keep working hard and be honest with yourself. You do not
Yeah.
need to prove something to somebody else.
Hmm.
It's just that you need to be honest with yourself that yes, I have trained for 4 hours and
Hmm.
my goal is met for the day. So that's
Hmm.
all you need to do, and you will push a long, long way.
Okay, and
And
studies
do not
are.
take pressure about it. Do not overthink about it all the time. Just
Hmm.
leave it to the range. Whenever you're
Hmm.
on the range, just think about it there only. And whenever you
Hmm.
are at home, just chill. Just watch TV, communicate with your friends, sit with your family. So all of that.
And
Do not
studies
overthink.
and studies are also very, very important.
For me, yes, I always believe, and I've always believed that studies are as important as anything else,
Hmm.
because
And how
one
do
should
you?
be aware of what's going on around them, and
Hmm.
what's politically going around, economically going around, and everything we should know at least.
Hmm. And how do you spend your free time?
I don't really get free time to spend.
No, no, I mean the advice that you gave to the youngsters. I mean, if you're not in the range, if you're not on the field, then it's time. I mean, maybe watch TV, whatever you want to do that.
Yes, I watch movies or
Hmm.
TV, and I spend time with my mother and my brother, and if my father is here, then with my father. So with my family
Okay, okay, right.
or
So,
my friends.
okay, right, Manu. Like you said, hard work is very, very important. There is no shortcut to success, and also, like you said, be honest with yourself and don't think about pressure, and then you can do and excel well in sports. Thank you. Right advice given by you, Manu. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us your precious time. You were superb with your answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.